Meinen Sohn nicht finden. Ich glaube, dass er entführt wurde. US-Konsulat in Frankfurt. Ich will bitte mit der deutschen Polizei sprechen. Fine. But keep it quiet.
She's just a scared mother.
Was bist du dann?
Imagine discovering a plot hole so massive, it collapses Exterritorial entire universe. Let's dissect the scene that broke the internet. The film opens with Sara playing with her young son in a park. Suddenly, the loud sound of a helicopter flying overhead triggers her traumatic memories. We learn that Sara was once an army officer who lost many of her comrades during a tragic mission. The emotional toll from that day affected her deeply, leading to a decline in her mental health and her eventual retirement from the military. While lost in these harrowing memories, Sara accidentally collides with a man who was playing with his family. Mistaking him for an enemy in a flashback moment, she attacks him, fracturing his nose. Realizing her mistake, she immediately apologizes and takes her son home. Years pass, and Sara's son is now older. She takes him to the American embassy. While waiting, she receives a message from a journalist claiming to have critical information about her last mission. This journalist also sends a video hinting at what happened during the attack years ago. As people wait in long queues, Sara leaves her son in the embassy's playroom to keep him entertained. When she returns, she notices two boys suspiciously exchanging a bag near a restricted area. Though concerned, she decides not to interfere. However, when she goes back to retrieve her son from the playroom, he is missing. Panic sets in as she frantically searches every room and hallway. She approaches Eric, the regional security officer, and requests to check the restricted area. Believing her son may have gone through the door the two boys had opened, Eric arranges for the embassy staff to search for the boy. However, the restricted door remains closed, as it cannot be opened without proper authorization. Just then, a sergeant whispers something to Eric, who then takes Sara to an office. There, she is told that she had arrived at the embassy alone. There's no record of her son entering with her. The CCTV footage also shows Sara arriving by herself. Infuriated and confused, she demands to speak with the federal police, but Eric allows her to make a call. And when she contacts the authorities, they inform her that embassies are considered American soil and local police cannot interfere. They can only send officers to escort her out of the embassy. Left alone in a locked room, Sara calls her mother and begs her to contact the authorities, insisting that the embassy has kidnapped her son. Her mother, however, questions her mental state, asking if Sara has been taking her medication. This frustrates Sara further. Due to past trauma, she has experienced hallucinations and delusions, so her mother assumed she's imagining everything. Determined, Sara finds a pin in the room and uses it to pick the lock and escape. She rushes back to the playroom and finds her son's toy car, proof that he had been there. This strengthens her belief and gives her hope. She starts breaking CCTV cameras and opening doors, eventually discovering a girl locked inside one of the rooms. The girl, Irina, is frightened at first, but Sara calms her down, apologizing and explaining that she is just looking for her son. Irina reveals she has been imprisoned in the embassy for 2 months. She proposes a deal. She will help Sara find her son if Sara helps her escape. Sara agrees. Meanwhile, the general of the embassy learns that Sara, who is causing chaos, is a former Special Forces soldier. The general instructs Eric to call the police, but Eric refuses, fearing that involving the authorities would ruin Sara's career. Irina tells Sara they need an access card to search every room. Sara knocks out a security guard and takes his card. They begin their search, but when they reach the loading dock where Irina hoped to escape by truck, they discover the truck has already left. While searching the area, Sara finds the same bag she saw earlier with drugs inside. Suddenly, guards arrive and try to capture Irina. Sara defeats them easily, but before she can ask Irina more questions, Eric arrives and injects Sara, knocking her unconscious. Sara wakes up in a room with Eric and the general. The general tells her that her mother has informed them about her stress disorder and hallucinations, a result of the failed mission in Afghanistan. They show her CCTV footage again, and her son is nowhere to be seen. For a moment, Sara begins to doubt herself. But the next morning, Irina returns in disguise and rescues her. Sara confronts Irina, who explains her backstory. Her father was both a politician and a criminal, doing secret work for the US government. When he switched political parties, the government had him killed and imprisoned her. She claims the people who attacked her in front of Sara earlier were sent to kill her, and that she must escape illegally or be hunted down. To prove she's telling the truth, she cuts her hand, finally convincing Sara. Sara regains her resolve and starts searching the embassy again, looking for the boy she saw near the restricted area. She finds him, and he promises information about her son in exchange for retrieving his drug bag. Realizing he's lying, Sara plays along and demands that he bring an access card. Meanwhile, Sara spots Eric with his daughter and picks up a toy she leaves behind. Later, the boy meets Sara and Irina in a washroom with a map and access card. They head to the sergeant's office and hack into his computer, finding a file labeled Sara. Inside is a detailed dossier, revealing the embassy had been watching her for years. They also find a video from a meeting in Islamabad, clearly showing Eric in the footage. Sara calls the journalist, who confirms Eric betrayed the US military, giving enemy forces their location during the Afghanistan mission in exchange for money. The journalist sends her a clearer version of the video, and just as they transfer the image to Irina's laptop, the sergeant walks in. They fight him off and escape to the terrace, where they finally see the clear face of the Taliban leader, proving Eric's collusion. Sara takes Irina to a warehouse used for illegal trafficking. She distracts the guards while Irina searches for escape. Eric arrives and attacks, but Sara, being a trained soldier, defeats the guards and subdues Eric. She points a gun at him and demands her son. Eric denies wanting to kill her, but Sara insists he wants her dead because she is the last survivor of the Afghanistan attack, his only living witness that Eric admits everything. He confesses he had made Sara's son disappear from the embassy's records and CCTV. Then he shoots Sara and himself in the leg, making it look like she attacked first. Outside, everyone believes Sara is a terrorist. The embassy plans to destroy the safe house she's in with a bomb. But Sara had recorded Eric's confession on the toy phone of his daughter. Sara plays the audio through the embassy's loudspeakers. Everyone outside hears Eric's betrayal and his confession to working with the Taliban. Shocked, the embassy officials arrested Eric immediately. Sara is rescued, and her son is returned to her safely. She receives full medical treatment, recovers completely, and in the final scene, she is shown happy and safe, reunited with her son. In Exterritorial, the entire story depends on the alien species being unable to survive Earth's atmosphere. It's the core reason they remain isolated in their domed territory. But in one scene, an alien is clearly seen stepping outside without any protective gear, and nothing happens. No reaction, no explanation. This completely shatters the film's main premise. If the aliens can survive outside, then the entire conflict, the separation, and even humanity's fear of them falls apart. This single moment creates a plot hole so massive, it unravels the entire universe the film built. Agree? Disagree? Let's start a comment civil war. And if you're obsessed with hidden movie secrets, smash that bell. Our next video might ruin your childhood.